Restored Republic via a GCR as of May 7, 2017. Compiled by Judy Byington. A. Blue Wolf Update. 1. There is enormous work going on in the background to bring out the 800 numbers. 2. The 800 numbers are expected in short order, at which point you will become aware of the new rates. 3. The rates are still mobile, which is why Blue Wolf doesn't do rates. 4. All Intel people have been asked not to give rates. 5. Those who give out rates when asked not to are not helping the process in any way. B. ZIM Sovereign Rate Overview, Bonafide, ZIM Sovereign Rate Overview. Africa is ancient. The oldest known continent on the Earth's surface. As such, many of its subterranean rock formations are incredibly dense and loaded with valuable minerals. Now the term rare earth element, Re, is commonly used to describe 15 chemically similar, lanthanide elements which appear together towards the bottom of the periodic table. 2 other elements, yttrium and scandium, which have similar chemical properties, are often also referred to as rare earths. Res can be divided into light rare earths and heavy rare earths. Both are present to varying degrees in all rare earth deposits. Res are therefore recovered and processed together before sequential separation into individual rare earth elements. Prices for individual Res in pure oxide form can vary significantly with, generally speaking, the heavy rare earths trading at higher values. The oxides produced from processing rare earths are collectively referred to as rare earth oxides. Although Res are relatively common in the Earth's crust, they often do not occur in high enough concentrations, or occur along with high levels of radioactive elements to make their extraction economic. The oxides that are produced from processing the rare earth elements constitute the basic material that can be sold to the market or further processed into metals or alloys. At present, almost all rare earth metal production comes from China and Mongolia, with Chinese output accounting for over 95% of global production. Mines and processed Res are then used in the manufacture of a wide variety of consumer electronics, green technology, and transportation industry. This need for continuous re-exports has been realized by the US, Japan and the EU, who are all now seeking new sources of re-mining from companies outside of China. Because there are 2 principal uses of Res, 1. Magnets, and 2. Phosphors, which accounts for 70% of the value while accounting for just 30% of rare earth element output, it has allowed China to corner the market worldwide. Other major rare earth mineral application categories include luminescence, metal alloy/batteries, catalysts, and glass and polishing and ceramics. Res have also emerged in some minerals such as tantalite and lithium, that are considered to be rare earth minerals but more plentiful. They are turning into the minerals of tomorrow because of rapid advancement in modern technologies, some of which have yet to be released into mass production. Tantalite is at the moment being used on China's railway systems as well as in the production of information communication technology equipment such as cell phones. And among other functions, lithium is used in the production of electric car batteries. In 2016, the Industrial Development Corporation, IDC, said that Zimbabwe is a top 5 lithium producer in the world, with rich untapped, surface deposits waiting to be mined. But given the advanced age of current Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe, 94, there is much speculation as to what happens after he dies or retires. One suggestion is that Zimbabwe will be fast-tracked in from the cold economically, and both China and Russia will provide the necessary mining funds and technology to this unjustly repressed nation, due to crippling Western banking and export sanctions, and help rebuild Zimbabwe into something closer to a Republic of South Africa model. Under this approach, Zimbabwe's abundant natural resources will be quickly surveyed, and where commercial, brought quickly into production and then sold onto the open global market. All future products of the world will require these Res, including children's toys, medical devices, food supply, environmental housing, and progressive energy/waste solutions. This will create a great scramble for Africa's most vast deposits of natural and critical resources, as the world's largest mining companies from Russia and China, who are already in country and have made all the initial ramp-up investments, will look to permanently corner both the raw material and distribution chains. Zimbabwe is already the largest lithium producer in Africa, and the world's fifth top lithium-producing country. And they are expected to slot into second by 2025, behind only China. But China is committed to controlling the price of lithium and thus its supply and demand. This alone will neutralize any technological advantage the Western world had over the Eastern world. And it will empower people of color like never before in the history of humanity. And as soon as 2020, a reformed Zimbabwe will again be the leading economy in Africa and premier mineral producers of the world. Because Zimbabwe has the second largest deposit of platinum in the world, 30% of all known global alluvial, raw, diamonds reserves, largest known gold deposits in Africa, 13 million metric tons, plus vast base metal deposits such as nickel, copper, zinc, iron ore, and lead, as well as a plethora of industrial minerals like limestone, phosphate, clay, and dolomite. And most importantly, 90% of all Zimbabwe's in-ground tangible assets are still classified as unmined. This plain fact, in combination with the global market for REs expected to double every 3 to 5 years over the next 5 decades, makes for an economic launch pad unseen in the history of modern finance, and all 100% hard asset backed, making Zimbabwe's future earning potential nearly unlimited in modern times, and logically why a 6-figure plus T1 sovereign rate or central banking holding value not only a bona fide price point on trading floors worldwide, but a conservative opening estimate given the certain abundance that lay ahead. God is with us. See, Intel Update Mr. Ed, Swamp, Intel Update, Real News, by Mr. Ed, Source, Rumor Mill News. 1. President Trump has found that draining the swamp is harder than he thought. He has accomplished much in the realm of positive changes to the system like the TPP scam and the Paris Treaty, along with cutting waste. He increased the military budget to pay soldiers more income but has run into problems with cabal minions. 2. On April 30, the International Tribunal into Crimes of Church and State enforcement officers stopped the Vatican's Ninth Circle human sacrifices in Holland, France, and Switzerland, but was unable to prevent the one in Washington, D.C. 3. Other sacrifices were cancelled, or moved in Rome, London, Paris, Frankfurt, Brussels, and Geneva. 4. 19 individuals were arrested and 8 children saved. 5. The Rothschilds have tried every trick in their book to steal metals or assets but have been stopped by the good guys in every case. May 6, 2017 is the day that a large payment is due by the cabal, and they are broke. 6. Eventually all 209 nations on the planet will achieve sovereignty and lock out the globalists for good. 7. There are still a large segment of the population that haven't realized that their very lives were in danger once the cabal had total control. Militarized police, 800 FEMA camps, execution trains, 30,000 guillotines hidden at military bases and planned false flag operations were right in front of their faces and still some can't see. 8. Intelligence knows who and why 911 occurred and the perpetrators are still at large. 9. Many will probably die before the people wake up and demand arrests. 10. Nazis are still being found in hiding 72 years after the end of WW2. D. According to the U.S. Justice Department on May 1 there were 900 pedophile arrests, with 300 children rescued in an FBI sting surrounding Playpen, a highly sophisticated porno site. The creator and lead administrator of Playpen, Stephen W. Chase, 58, of Naples, Florida, has been sentenced to 30 years in prison. 900 arrests of underground pedophile network takedown source, News 24. Florida man sentenced to prison for engaging in a child exploitation. Washington, D.C. 1. Nearly 900 suspected pedophiles have been arrested and almost 300 children identified or rescued from their abusers following the massive takedown of an underground online pedophile network, U.S. and European police said on Friday. 2. A more than 2-year investigation into the notorious Playpen network and its members led to the arrests, the Federal Bureau of Investigation and Europol. 3. The announcement came just days after a U.S. court sentenced Playpen founder and administrator Stephen Chase to 30 years in prison. 4. The arrest of Florida-based Chase in December 2014 set off a sweeping global probe into the users of the members-only forum. 5. Playpen was buried deep online in what is known as the Darknet, where Tor anonymity software and encryption hide often illegal activities. In this case, it masked participants in a forum where people submitted and traded photographs and videos of the sexual abuse of children. 6. The nearly 900 arrests included dozens of abusers and child pornography creators. 7. Dubbed Operation Pacifier, the investigation began when the FBI used its own malware to effectively seize the Playpen website and server. Operating it for several weeks more, investigators then hacked and tracked site users by sending malware to their computers. In an operation that critics say was legally questionable, more than 1,000 computers worldwide were hacked in this way by the FBI, and their users identified. 8. Lead FBI investigator Dan Alfin said the operation is ongoing. 9. As they get smarter, we adapt, we find them, he said. It's a cat and mouse game, except it's not a game. Kids are being abused, and it's our job to stop that. Financial renaissance, the global currency reset will come soon. May 6, 2017, child sacrifices held to control global banking.